There are some wounds that can only be healed by deepening them. Saw that quote today and it really stood out to me right now. I'm kind of the type of person, and I talk a lot about it to people, and it's a belief that I have that when you're suffering emotionally, when you have things going on in life and you're hurting emotionally, that the only way to heal is to create more suffering. By that I mean when I'm struggling, when something happens, when something hits me hard emotionally, messes me up, throws me off, I look to creating more adversity in my life to get through that suffering. Fasting, long days of fasting, where depending on what it is whatever it is you're struggling with emotionally, it seems like fasting is somehow a good way to deal with it, because you're able to turn more into the suffering and find strength within yourself. A lot of people want to mask the pain. They want to mask the suffering. They want to not deal with it, not feel the pain, not feel the suffering, and I understand that. I feel the same way. But I know that doesn't help heal it. That you have to really dig down into it. And instead of running for a bottle or a peel or running for a pipe or a needle, and even a lot of people run for food. Instead of running for a vice that masks the suffering, I'll take a vice away, like my food. I love to eat. I do want to eat. And when I have suffering, I'll take the food away, and now there's more suffering. And the only way to get through it is to dig down farther and farther and farther into yourself and find strength within yourself. Whatever happens externally, whether it's something that happens at your job, whether it's something that happens with a friend, whether it's someone's actions that hurt you, the problem, the suffering, and the problem is still internal. It's still how you are reacting to what happened. Nothing can cause you to suffer. It's the attachment that you have to what happened that can cause you to suffer. So when people run to vices like food, drugs, and alcohol, they're looking, or even sex, they're looking for an external solution to what is essentially an internal problem, and there are none. There are no external solutions to any internal problem. There are external masks and cover-ups. But when you take away the vices, you have no choice but to internalize everything even more. And that's where you end up working everything out. It's not easy. It's extremely difficult. I've gone 5 days without eating through some kind of tough times. 2, 3 days of not eating will kind of change your perspective on some things and start making you really dig down into yourself. A workout that causes more suffering. And I'm not talking about going to the gym to burn off and mask that suffering. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about going to the gym and masking that problem. I'm talking about going to the gym and creating suffering, doing a workout where you're at complete exhaustion and you keep going to where all you have left is internalizing what's there. It's like that quote that I started off with. You have to deepen the wound. You have to dig deeper down into it. You have to dig deep and go internally into yourself. You have to go internal to solve the internal problem. Internal problems require internalizing and finding a solution.